My first act of civil disobedience. It is September 1957, and a majority of the kids on Pascack Avenue in Emerson, New Jersey are 5 years old and about to have their first experience in kindergarten. So it's myself, Neil Brady, Mimi Raisler, Peter Rao, Carol Kramer, Kenny Flynn, Paul Luca, although we really weren't friends with Paul Luca, but he was our age, and we are about to go to school for the first time. Back in the day, I don't think they had much preschool or anything like that. So we have to go to school, but it is such a new community that the school isn't quite ready yet. So we're in this little church in the basement for a couple weeks. So we get there to school, and I have no idea what to expect. And there's a gang of us, and most of us seem to be in class together. So at least there's some people that I recognize. And the teachers, there's two of them, Mrs. Blauvelt and Mrs. Snedeker. They line us all up, and they tell us that we are going to have our fingernails checked. And I'm kind of at the end of the line and thinking, what are they checking our fingernails for? Well, they explain that they're checking to see if we have clean fingernails and if we scrubbed underneath them and there's no dirt. And they said, if you have dirty fingernails, it's a good idea if you just put your hands behind your back. Well, I have to tell you that my mother was mental clean about sending us to schools, especially really clean. And my fingernails were probably rip-roaring red raw from being scrubbed. So I'm watching the teacher go down the aisleway, and everybody's got their hands out. Some people, I guess, didn't have clean fingernails, so she called them out in front of everybody, which I thought was kind of ignorant anyway. So right before she gets to me, I stick my hands quickly behind my back. And she gets to me and she looks, and I'm dressed up like probably Shirley Temple, knowing my mother. I had all these curls that she made all over my head and a big bow in my hair. And I think my mother even knew the teacher. And she's like, "Oh, Kitty, I'm sure you don't have dirty fingernails. Why don't you show me your hands?" And I absolutely refused. I thought, my fingernails really are no business of hers. And I stood there really obstinate, and I guess she must have figured that it was time to move on to the next kid. And she moves on to the next and finishes, and when she's done, she comes back to me, and I quickly stick my hands behind my back again. And I don't say anything, and she's still trying to coax me into showing the fingernails. And I never did show the fingernails. I just must have been really appalled. I don't know what was going through my mind, but I really did believe that my fingernails were none of her business.